there she is. Councilman John Earn, our city manager, Dave Hanson, our development authority chair, Dot Wood, saw Dot somewhere. I think planning commission member, Dee Oliver. All right, deputy city manager, my colleague, Steve Kober for public safety. Thanks for being here, Steve. We've got 3 parts to our evening. The first part, I'm going to give about a 8-10 minute overview of the background of the site and our process that we're working through. And then I'm going to turn it over to our partner from Venture Realty. He's going to do an overview of the project. And then we're going to turn to our tables and workshop for the rest of the evening. So let's get started here. So if you're not familiar, just to kind of ground us on a plan that was adopted in 2008, the Resort Strategic Action Plan. That was put together to facilitate and understand the change in development patterns at the oceanfront. It brought focus to open and gathering places beyond the beach and improve, the focus of what we're to do in the plan was to improve year-round viability of the resort area. The key focus areas included open space, connections, development opportunities, and placemaking. The 3 primary corridors were identified in that: the Alaskan Gateway, Marina District, and the Central Beach 19th Street corridor. And I see Councilman Bobby Dyer came in while we got started. Good evening, Mr. Dyer. It also identified development strategies for this plan. The first of those 8 identified priorities of the plan was development of the dome site. And if you don't know what the dome site is, I see a young gentleman with a Washington Redskins sweatshirt there that maybe hadn't seen the dome before. The dome was originally the Virginia Beach Civic Center, later renamed the Allen B. Shepard Convention Center, and then eventually became also known as the Dome. And this is a great poster from when it closed that depicted all of the great performances and bands that played there through the years, and great memories. And that's part of the impetus for this project, is to try to bring back those type of memories to the oceanfront. The development site, originally the dome site consisted of the blocks to the east, the large ones that you see there between Pacific and Arctic Avenues and 20th and 18th Streets. And then in 2013, the city made an acquisition of the 3rd block to the west behind what was formerly Treasurer's office, and then the small parcel south of 18th Street. So all total, it's just over 10 acres of development opportunity. So through the years, there have been efforts since 1994, when we had the demolition of the original dome, to redevelop the site. This past year, recognizing that the market was ripe for this type of development that the city has been seeking through the years, through the Development Authority, the city sent out a request for qualifications. And we encourage responders to demonstrate their ability to transform the site into a family-friendly, unique, multi-use destination that includes such features as a mixed-use development, entertainment concepts, a 3,500 or estimated 3,500 person live entertainment performance venue to bring that entertainment like the Dome had back to the beach, unique or new market retail and authentic restaurants, residential, but not necessarily as the primary use, and then year-round programming that locals and visitors alike could enjoy. We had a very strong response to that with extreme talent of teams that made different ideas that they brought to the table. But one in particular, Venture Realty, gave us a vision for what the future could be, and we've been working through the process based on that. When we first started out with the RFQ, what we wanted to do, we did not actually ask for concepts. We were asking for a design, build, developer, operator team. We did see the talent in the Venture Realty team to pull off what we're trying to do here and in their response, but they also did bring a vision to us. And so we're not working from a blank slate, but we have a concept to evolve over the next few months. And so one key important element is that before the city agreed to do a development, we wanted to make sure that we did public engagement. And that's the purpose of what's been going on this month. What I've laid out here, this process, is that we interviewed all the candidates and the responders, that we did a significant amount of due diligence and understanding of what the team was like and what was being proposed. And now we're in that spot that you see there in the middle with the public engagement and concept refinement. We're going to go through a series of studies, and then ultimately in the late spring, summertime, and moving into fall would be a period where we look at a consideration for City Council, a potential public investment, a term sheet, and a development agreement. So that's the future activities that we're not addressing tonight. What we're addressing tonight is the input of this concept that we have. And so again, what we've been doing this month is we've had some targeted stakeholder groups, because there are civic leagues or business associations that are in and around the site, and so we have had some meetings like that. We've also launched 2 weeks ago an online public survey, and I'll give you that address so that you can take that as well if you haven't done so already. We've already had over 1,200 respondents to the survey. And it's not just a question survey, it also gives you the opportunity to comment in there. We've had 800 written responses so far on that. Tonight's a very key important element. This is a roll up your sleeves workshop where you see the images on the table, and we want you to provide your input, which will be facilitated by our city planners. And then we will take that input and collectively, with everything that we've done this month, that will all be input for a preliminary development concept that will evolve off of what you see here. And we'll use that for 5 key studies. We are doing studies that we're cost sharing with Venture Realty on this idea of an entertainment venue. What's the right size? Can it be successful here? Do we really see what we think, and industry leaders have been sharing with us, that we have music and performances and other types of entertainment that are not coming to Hampton Roads. They're going from DC right down to Carolina and missing us. Retail. We requested that different retail come, and we wanted to test the different types of retail that Mike Culpepper will walk us through. And then what's the overall economic impact of the mixed-use project and how it rests in the oceanfront and its interaction with the rest of the district. After we take that input and evolve the project some more, we will then make sure that we right-size the parking that's needed for this type of development, and then eventually have an estimate for construction. And we will do a verification of those costs so that when we develop a term sheet and ultimately a development agreement, that whatever the public investment is, we make sure that we've got the best price for that. So I encourage you, number one, to take the survey if you've not done that yet. And we will leave this up at the end so that you can see. If you go to publicinput.com/domesiteproject, it takes about 5 minutes to do the interview, depending on, I'm sorry. Oh, and you can take it online right there. There it says online on the wall. Secondly, if you've got a question that's more complex or even is sort of unrelated, but maybe it's about oceanfront development, email to domesiteproject@bbgov.com, and we'll get back to you on some of those that may be more complex that you're maybe not able to get answered at the table. And then every activity that we do for the Dome Site Project development, we are posting on yesvirginiabeach.com/domesite. That's the Economic Development Authority's website. So I'm going to turn it over now, and for our next portion, Mike Culpepper with Venture Realty.
All right. Thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate it. As Ron mentioned, my name is Mike Culpepper. I'm one of the managing partners with Venture Realty Group. Venture, as some of you may know, is a local development company. Our offices are right up the street on 19th Street. We've been doing business in the city of Virginia Beach and in the Mid-Atlantic for over 30 years. And we're very proud to talk about this project here tonight. We are one of a larger development team. Our development partners for this project include WM Jordan, H2O Investments, Tim Costin and the Costin Companies, and most famously, Pharrell Williams. We have other teammates who are engaged on this project and working. They are here tonight. They include Hanbury Architects, WPL, the Oakview Group, and Clark Next. Now, many of you have heard us present our vision of the project before. For the last 30, 60 days, we've been going through a series of public engagement sessions where we're talking to civic leagues and business groups and other interested people about the developer's vision for the project. And if you've been to those sessions, you've probably heard me rattle off that we want this to be authentic. We want it to be a genuine expression of who we are as a city. We want it to be unique. We want it to be different from what you see up and down the eastern seaboard and really around the nation. We wanted something that would separate us. And we wanted it to be local, because after all, we're local. Many of us were born here. We were educated in public schools here. We love our city. We drive by this project every day, multiple times a day. We're very passionate about this project. And by the looks of things, I think there are a lot of other people who share our passion about the dump site. So, you've seen an image, and then the image you see before you appears like a fully formed image. But in actuality, it is merely a concept. It is an idea. It's something that is the product of literally thousands of hours of design time, of thought, and of analysis. But it is not the final product, and that's why we're here tonight. This is an evolving concept. We need the city's input to truly make this an authentic and a genuine expression of who we are as a city. And that's why we're rolling up our sleeves tonight and we're talking about the project, your vision of the project, and seeing what we can do to evolve this concept plan to the next step. Now, as you can see from the plan in front of you, there are 6 basic building blocks, 6 components that we're working with. They include a surf park, office, residential, retail, parking, and of course an entertainment venue. And I'll walk through each of those, and then we'll hit a short video and we'll get to work. So, the thing that everybody wants to talk about, that big blue thing in the middle of the plan. What is that? That is not a wave pool, that is a surf park. And it's a very important difference. A wave pool is a recreational amenity for leisurely wading out into the waves with a margarita in your hand. This is an athletic facility. It's a place for recreation, for training, for instruction, and for competition. And the competition is an important part of the programming for a surf park. As many of you know, surfing is an Olympic sport in the year 2020, and surf competition is a very real and growing industry. And we want to make that a part of our project. Why a surf park? Well, a major reason is sports tourism. Surfing is a $130 billion a year global industry. The average surfer is 34 years old, is very well educated, has expendable income, and they surf a lot. According to a recent survey, 91% of surfers travel, and they have traveled in the last 5 years. And that's why it's critically important to have this type of facility built as a part of the overall project. The surfer is a traveler, and when they do travel, they take their wife, their children, their friends, their family, and we want them to be a part of this overall experience and grow the hotels and grow the occupancy for the hotels at the oceanfront. But to us, it's much more than an athletic facility. It's a way to preserve open space. It's a way to promote a gathering place for the public. And it's an iconic amenity that will serve as the backdrop for a project. We are looking to create something that's iconic and something that's transformative and something that separates us from the pack. Now, our technology. As many of you know, this is a Wave Garden Cove facility. It is a 2-acre concrete surf lagoon that has a modular, robust system that is a dry mechanical paddle system that generates waves from 1 feet to 6 feet up to 1,000 an hour. And the unique thing about the Wave Garden Cove technology is that at a touch of a button, you can change the size, shape, and frequency of the wave. And that's really important because not only can you generate more activity and have more surfers use the facility, but it can accommodate a whole range of users, from beginners all the way to the experts who would be surfing this park in a competition. Another important thing about a surf park, it can be utilized year-round. And as Billy Allman was sharing with me right before we walked in here today, there were 20 surfers at the jetty at 5:30 tonight. So when you ask yourself, are surfers going to be using this facility in the off-season? Absolutely. And the reason why that we have designed this surf park in a very specific way to block the northwest wind. We have wetsuit technology that will accommodate surfers who want to surf in the off-season. And you will find that the type of surfer who wants to come and travel will come to this type of facility. So, that's the surf park. Moving on to the next component that everyone asks about, the entertainment venue. The entertainment venue you see depicted here, right there with the, that's an orange, I can't even tell. But that facility that I just pointed to is the entertainment venue. It is a 3,500 seat venue that is designed to accommodate a range of uses. The city has said from the very beginning of this project that the entertainment venue is a critical component and that we want to bring music back to the beach. And that's why we brought our partner Pharrell to this project, and that's why we've incorporated the entertainment venue to be such an important, significant component of the overall design. It has tiered balconies and would have an intimate setting with convertible seats on the first floor. We imagine a venue that is inspired by the recent Anthem venue in Washington, D.C., which offers a flexible space and can accommodate a range of uses. Our partners, the Oakview Group, have operated facilities like Madison Square Garden, TD Garden, Wells Fargo, and they're currently working with Live Nation on the new Key Arena project in Seattle. They have worked with us in developing a programming pro forma for this project. They imagine over 252 events, including concerts, family events, comedy, private business events, and all year-round utilization. Very important that we continue to promote the use of our oceanfront in the off-season. Another very critical component of our project is the retail. And the retail you can see here on the first and second floor in this blue or perhaps purple box. And what is so important about the retail is that it really sets the tone and creates the vibe for the project. We have imagined a type of retail for this project that is very different from what you might see today at the oceanfront. It is experiential retail. And that is a buzzword, and it's a buzzword you may hear from time to time, but it's a very real thing. And when we say experiential retail, we are talking about ticketed attractions that often involve interactive family entertainment and brand experiences that are destinations in and of themselves. It's part of our overall strategy to recruit year-round utilization of the project. Uses like Lego Discovery, uses like National Geographic. These are the types of uses that we want to see promoting a destination here at the Dome site. Now, other important uses to identify and point out, you see an office tower and residential. Why an office? Why residential? Again, promoting year-round utilization of the property. We want activity, we want people walking the sidewalks, enjoying the restaurants, shopping in our shops, not just here at the Dome site, but around the Dome site and around the oceanfront. And lastly, of course, parking. We have, as part of this plan, 3 different parking components here located on what was called the Treasures Block, one integrated into a north block, and here a south deck. And the ultimate parking numbers will be dictated by a consultant, or they will provide us guidance to help us shape how parking is integrated into this overall plan. Now, lastly, a lot of people will ask us, this Pharrell Williams, is he really a partner in your deal? And the answer is absolutely. Before we started this project, when we were coming up with ideas and thoughts, we passed a video over to our friend Tim Costin, who's now a partner of ours on this deal. And he shared it with his friend Pharrell, and Pharrell immediately texted him back and said, "I'm in." And from that moment forward, he's been a very real and very significant part of this project. The images that you see are very much influenced by Pharrell. And we've got a little video that he's prepared to describe what the project means to him and what the city means to him.
That beautiful energy that when harnessed has the potential to power incredible things. This is a story about my hometown, Virginia Beach. You know, there's something interesting about waves. Most people think about water, but the real magic of waves is the energy. That beautiful energy that when harnessed has the potential to power incredible things. This is a story about my hometown, Virginia Beach, and the incredible potential of this place and its people. It's like a wave that's ready to power the future. In a way, this project started when I was a kid, running to work with my grandmother who worked at the oceanfront. Our ride would take us past the old dome site. I was always intrigued by the futuristic facade of the building. It made my young imagination run wild. And it's incredible that today, I have the opportunity to bring the dome back to life in a way that's so inspiring. We call this vision of the future the wave. It embodies the energy, the spirit, imagination, and potential of Virginia Beach and its people.
I think it was very important to us to do something that was interesting, authentic, and unique. I think the beach needed a game changer. I think it was time to do something that was enticing to the whole East Coast to come visit Virginia Beach. We wanted something that was attractive and interesting and exciting for the permanent population, and also could expand tourism and make sure the tourist that does come here wants to return, and that they were excited about what they saw and their experiences here.
The way I like to kind of symbolize it is as a kind of a hybrid of a European residential four-yard building where the residents overlook and kind of focus on a central green space, if you will. In our development, that's a little bit rethought because the central area is the surf park, but that green space is divided up and placed on the roofs
dad was the general contractor for the project in 1956. And the opportunity to carry that legacy that my dad started by building that building and actually coming back at this point in time in my career, participating in the project, being a landscape architect on a project, one of the designers of the project, it takes it full circle. It really does become a legacy project, at least in my career as a local kid in Global North End. We really believe this is a great opportunity. It brings together the authenticity of Virginia Beach, the heritage of so many families here, both from seniors down to the children that are surfing. What a great opportunity to bring all that together in one spot.
So people always ask, why do you put a surf park next to the Atlantic Ocean? And it's because we have a rich surfing heritage here at the city of Virginia Beach. And we wanted to capitalize on the rich surfing heritage, but bring something that a surfing community really ought to have, and that's waves. In the city of Virginia Beach, we have average wave heights of 2 feet. But today, as surfing technology has advanced, it's become more and more critical for a surf town to have real waves. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing the waves to a surf town.
This is not just about the oceanfront. This venue development is going to be an enhancement throughout the city and beyond. We are so excited about the dome site and the prospects it brings to the city, because tourism tax revenue is a huge engine in the city of Virginia Beach, and enhancing its offerings is going to help everyone throughout the city. It helps to fund the school systems. It helps to also help with our police, fire, road infrastructure. It's a win-win for all.
I think I speak for all hotel owners in Virginia Beach when I say that the dome site development is one of the most important projects of the last decade. Think about it. 10 acres of prime developable land right in the middle of the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Steps from the beach and seconds from thousands of hotel rooms. I believe this project will take Virginia Beach to the next level. It will put us on the map, and I'm so excited for it. So let's get this project moving.
There's going to be a music venue, a movie theater, and interactive educational experiences. Of course, there'll be shopping. There'll be restaurants, offices, and residences, all surrounding a giant wave garden for surfers of all ages. This will be a place for those looking forward, the innovators and the creators, people pushing Virginia Beach into the future. You can see why I'm so excited to be a part of the wave. It connects me to my childhood and the place that made me, and so many others, who we are today. The wave is inspired by my belief in the future of Virginia Beach, something that will make the oceanfront even better, and that will offer something to everyone who lives here, something that will impress upon and inspire this generation and our children, the same way the original dome inspired me as a child.
Okay, apologies everyone for the sound system. We did have a system that didn't show up today, but anyway, we're ready to roll up our sleeves now to the workshop portion. So again, the input taken at the workshop this evening at the tables will be through our facilitators, our city planners that are going to anchor each table. Will you raise your hand and maybe go ahead and get grounded to your table? The input, again, will be used to the further refinement of the studies and the input in there. And then our survey is going to remain online until February 15th. And if you have any questions that are not on topic at the table, I'll be hanging around up here up front if you have something that's different. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate your engagement, and we'll look forward to the next steps in the spring when we bring back some of the evolution of the project.